class. Very well. So previously we were discussing what were the differences between the different kinds of future. Future will, be, going to, simple present. And okay, we're going to check a new topic that is the future continuous. But first, let's have a review of all these tenses. Class. So, do you remember what kind of future do we use to talk about the plans? Which future do we use to talk about plans? Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. So that leaves us with the rest of you guys. Please tell us which future do we use to talk about plans?
Be going to.
Be going to, exactly. You can mainly be going to. You can also use the present continuous, but be going to is for plans. Predictions.
Will.
Will. Okay, so remember, do not mix them. One is for plans, the other one is for predictions. Very well. So here they're telling you exactly what kind of tense to use, but we have to write the sentences with the correct form of future, present continuous, simple present, or be going to. So would like to ask you to help me to complete the sentences. Number one says, Taylor and Joe are going to travel to Colombia next year. So even though this is the next year, it's a plan, right? So I say they are going to. Maybe if instead of next year you have 5 years, 10 years, well, that's a different thing. Maybe here you use will because it's very difficult to make a plan for 5 years. There are some things that can take 5 years, but things like this, I think that they are going to. I have some friends, a family that they bought a land. They bought a land and they have planned, they already bought the land, but their house will be built in 3 years. In the meantime, they will be renting somewhere else. So they have a land and they are going to live in a new house in 3 years. Why am I using going to with this example? Because they already bought a land. So it's something that is not a prediction. They have it there and it's more probable that they are going to do it. Entonces tienen un terreno y van a construir una casa para vivir en ella en 3 años. So even though I'm talking about 3 years, they already have something, they have a land. So this is a more certain future. Okay. So we continue, would like to ask Itzel, can you help me with number 2? Now it tells you to use the form will because it's a prediction.
Will ride driverless cars in the future?
Yeah. Exactly. It's affirmation. So it's will cars be? In this case, check that in the questions with will, so we use the modal verb will at the beginning. Will, subject, and verb to be. Okay. Will cars be driverless in the future? What do you think? Oh, but if we make it as an affirmation, you say cars will be driverless in the future. What do you know driverless? We already checked the prefixes and suffixes, so you know what driverless is, right? What is driverless?
Sin manejar.
Driver less. Check the prefixes and suffixes, the previous classes.
Conducir.
Let's divide this is a word that is made up of two words. Driverless, driver, and the suffix less. So what is driverless? ¿Qué quiere decir?
Manejar menos.
Less? Sorry?
Manejar menos.
No menos.
Sin conductor.
Sin. Exactly. But el sufijo less significa sin. Exactly. So you say driverless sin conductor, like wireless sin cable, es decir, inalámbrico. Okay. Flow, imperfección. Flawless, perfecto, sin problema, sin fallas. Flawless. So this, remember, we checked this the previous class, full unless those were prefixes and suffixes. Ok, entonces dice, los autos no necesitarán un conductor en el futuro. Okay. So in this case, what do you think this is? Do you think this could happen or not?
Well, nowadays it's a reality, but not in all the cars.
Yeah, Tesla, right? Tesla is, some Tesla are driverless cars. They are smart cars. And they are driverless, but still they have some limitations, right? It's very difficult to replace a human driver. I think because you know how to react in situations, different situations that can be dangerous. For example, imagine that you see a car and you are about to crash the car. So you have two options. Some people could drive even faster to avoid being crashed by the car. Some people would try to dash, esquivar. They will try to dash the car so that they won't do it. And others will try to brake. Otros intentarán frenar. So all these will be things that we analyze at the moment of happening. But a driverless car needs to be very smart. It needs to analyze the data very well to know what to do, right? So yeah, I think that it has a lot of limitations. It's still dangerous. But well, maybe in a regular situation, you can add the driverless car and that wouldn't be a problem. Good. So we'll check the next one, please. In this sentence 3, we use simple present. Do you remember that we can use the simple present to talk about the future when it's a schedule or timetable event? Schedule timetable, son horarios o agendas. Events that are timetable, events that are scheduled. All right. Very well. So please help me, Nubia, with number 3, and you have to use the simple present future.
Yes, teacher. Martin has a soccer game next Friday.
Mhm. Good. Martin has a soccer game next Friday. Maybe it could sound difficult that we are thinking, but why do we have simple present for future? But we also have it in Spanish, right? We say things like, el autobús viene en 2 horas. El avión despega pronto. Martín tiene un juego de soccer el próximo viernes. So in Spanish, we also use the simple present to talk about future events. When do we use this simple present for future? We use it when we have a schedule. In this case, because it's a soccer game, el juego de soccer ya está programado. Entonces depende de un horario, de una agenda, right? Para que se cumpla. So all the timetable events, you use simple present. Okay, so no problem. It may sound weird, but it's not that weird. Okay. Itzel, please help us with, Itzel already. Okay, Uriel, please, number 4. Because I think let's see it. Itzel already participated. Please, number 4.
I am not taking Russian next year.
Russian is like the language. Como una asignatura, right? Okay, so very well. You said correctly. I am not taking Russian next year. Okay, so here you could also say, I am not going to take Russian. But you can also use the present continuous for future. So what is the difference between present continuous and the be going to? Well, both are for plans. Present continuous and be going to, they are used for plans. But the present continuous form is more for inevitable, like Thanos said, right? Inevitable, cosas que son inevitables, inminentes también, imminent plans. But also when you have when you made up your mind and you're very firm in one decision you made, like here. So when you're very firm in a decision you made, cuando estás muy firme en una decisión que tomaste, entonces también se puede utilizar el presente continuo. Okay. So in this case, you could also say, I am not going to take Russian, but when you say I'm not taking Russian, it's also a good option. Okay, no problem. Please, Dante, help us with number 5.
You will not like that movie?
You will not like that movie. Very well. Or you won't like that movie, right? You won't. Very well. Okay. Let's see. Number 6, please. Itzel, help us with the number 6.
Sarah are going to.
Be careful because Sarah is singular. So you don't say Sarah are. Sarah is I am, you are, he, she. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. So could you repeat, please? Okay, maybe you can write on the chat, please, because I can't hear you. Okay, you can repeat that, please, Sarah. Okay, well, so what do you think, guys? What is the option here, number 6?
Sarah is going to study science in college.
Very well. So, Sarah, you use is going to study science in college. Very well. So it's a plan. Do you have any questions about these guys?
No,
No
teacher.
questions? Okay, very well. Very well. So it's that's how we use it. Now we're going to check the real examples. One second. Okay, so now we're going to see a couple of examples so you see how we can use the future Okay, so check the next thing. When we have some cultural events or any other events, we are going to use these be going to. All right, for example, we have, there is this website from Mexico, I think it's Mexico City, from many events that you can attend. These are events and exhibitions. So for all these events, they work according to plans. So we could use the simple present. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, for example, some questions about this event. This is, well, maybe something. Okay, let's check this. There's something about from the Mexican landscape to the Japanese. Okay, so tell me, when does, according to this information, when does the event start? Or at what time does the event start?
At 10 hours.
Exactly, very well. At 10 a.m., very well. So, how much does it cost? For Mexicans?
60 pesos.
Okay, very well. So this is like, you see, information, we're going to use the simple present. We could do the same, another event. Expo Cafe, let's see. This one looks interesting, about coffee. Okay, so where is this event going to be? Where? Where is it going to be? You can also write on the chat if you can speak.
At Montecito 38 in Nápoles, Benito Juárez.
Very well. So it's going to be there in Benito Juárez. So now there are other events, for example, some tours. And for example, if you want to go to any place, for example, can be Cancun or to another country. So there are many tours. So you will see like some tours where you can find information, and they also use the future. So let me show you here. For tours in Paris, 1 second. Let's check, for example, in Paris. Okay, so this is a tour for the Eiffel Tower, and it says skip the line. Va a saltarse la fila. Okay, so this is the Paris event, right? Okay, let's check it. So this is an overview. Okay, so we're going to read it. Can you please help me, Uriel? Can you read the overview about this tour?
Overview. Bypass the long lines at the Eiffel Tower with this tour that includes summit access. After fast track skip the line access, proceed to the second level to survey the city from the viewing platform while listening to commentary about Paris culture, tradition, and history. Then proceed to the summit to see Gustave Eiffel private apartment and sip champagne from the on-site bar. Own expense. Own expense. Skip the line admission tickets to the Eiffel Tower, learn about Paris culture, tradition, and history, panoramic views from second and third story viewing platforms, sip champagne from the on-site bar. Own expense.
Excellent. Okay. So this is the information. This is what they include, right? They include the champagne, but it's just like a sip. So it's like not a bottle, just like a cup of champagne. Okay. And okay, let me see what to expect. Okay, check here. We have the future, right? Our guide will wait for you at our meeting point and will accompany you to the second floor of the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so here you see that we are using the future with will. This is not like a plan, right? But it's also, they are telling you what happens when you hire this service. When you hire this service, that's when you use will, right? When they offer services and they tell you what to expect, they can also use will. Okay, here also in TripAdvisor, well, no, not TripAdvisor. This is Viator. So Viator in the website says non-refundable. What is the meaning of non-refundable, guys? What do you think is non-refundable? Aquí tenemos una mezcla de prefijos y sufijos. What is the meaning of this?
No reembolsable.
Very well. No reembolsable, exactly. Refundable sería como reembolsable. Non-refundable, no. You don't receive your money back. Okay, so it says you will not receive a refund if you cancel. Y cuando hablamos de consecuencias de algo, también se utiliza will. If you cancel, you will not receive a refund. This was one example, but maybe you have some other countries that you would like to visit. Please tell us, for example, Nubia. What is a country, I think you have mentioned before, but what is a country that you would love to visit?
Maybe Germany.
Okay, very well. Do you know any city in Germany that you would like to visit? Or just in general?
Just in general.
Okay, very well. So maybe we have some important cities. We have Berlin, Munich. Let's check, for example, Berlin. Okay, tours in Berlin. Actually, I can recommend you this website, the Viter. This is by TripAdvisor, but this is a very good option for finding tours because you can read the reviews and they're very serious. Okay. 1 second. What I want in English. Okay, let's check this. No, we need hold the road. Let's check this. For a tour in Berlin. Okay, so here we have it's reserved now and pay later. Secure your spot while staying flexible. Okay, so that means that when you have this option, you can reserve it, but you pay it until you arrive. Se paga al llegar al lugar para el tour. Up to 24 hours in advance. It says free cancellation. What is the meaning of this, guys? Up to 24 hours in advance. How do you understand this?
I don't know, teacher.
Okay, when you say up to, quiere decir hasta. Up to es como un límite. All right. Up to 24 hours in advance. In advance es como de antemano. Ok, in advance. O sea que hasta 24 horas antes de que sea el evento se puede cancelar. Ya después no se puede, tiene que ser antes de que sean 24 horas para el evento. All right, that is the meaning, up to 24 hours in advance. Okay, very well. This is important in when you visit other countries, which I think may be your plan. For some of you, you want to travel, and that's that's a life-changing experience. That's amazing. It's one of the best things you can do. To invest in trips for yourself, you know. So I think that is something that is totally worth it to invest on. La verdad es que es una de las mejores cosas en las que se puede uno gastar, y ni siquiera yo diría gastar el dinero, sino como invertir en una experiencia, right? Why? Because time that never comes back, right? El tiempo no regresa. So I think that there are more regrets about the things you didn't do than the things you did. But well, the thing is that here in when you have these kind of activities, you have to use the future, right? You have to be like very careful about what you read in your ticket. And you need to pay attention to all these details. These tours, they are in future. Utilizan diferentes formas de futuro, right? So here, this one, we want to apply this knowledge to tours, right? So it's important, for example, that we can know how to identify the different parts of your tour. For example, here we have a clock and it says 24 minutes to 2 hours. This is what? ¿Qué quiere decir este tiempo? ¿A qué se refiere? 40 minutes to 2 hours. What is this time? Well, is the duration. And these are the kind of things you need to pay attention. Because, for example, it says that the tour could last 40 minutes, but it could last even 2 hours. So some people could think, okay, it can last 2 hours, that's good. But if it lasts 40 minutes, not that good, right? So they're telling you that they could last 40 minutes, it could last 1 hour, it could last 1 hour and a half. So they're giving a very wide range of hours. So something you need to consider. Okay, so we're going to read and, okay, please, can you help us, Nubia, read the overview about this tour?
Yes, teacher. Overview. Say goodbye, subway, and hello. Your 360-degree views when you book this hop-on, hop-off ticket on a classic open-top bus. 2 great routes with live guides or recorded commentary. Cover Berlin's central attractions, and the app lets you track the next bus in the real time. Opt for a 24-hour ticket and 48-hour ticket with a walking tour, or a 48-hour deluxe ticket with walking tour and evening tour. See the Berlin sights from an open-top bus and 2 city center routes. Enjoy a pre-recorded commentary that brings the city's history to life. Experience a guide explaining the history and significance of the sites included in the 48 hours option. Choose between a 24-hour or 48-hour ticket to suit your itinerary.
Yeah, check how important the prefixes and the suffixes are. Fíjense cuántos prefijos y sufijos tenemos, right? So it says, adiós al subway. Subway, bueno, es el metro, sí, el metro, right? Y hola al 360-degree views, a las vistas de 360 grados, right? When you book this hop-on, hop-off ticket, aquí tenemos hop-on, hop-off. Esta es una palabra que tenemos que entender. Primero, hop. Hop es un sinónimo de jump, saltar, jump, right? Entonces, si yo digo hop on the bus, hop off the bus, ¿qué quiere decir? Hop on, hop off. Jump on or jump off the bus.
¿Adentro y fuera?
Sí, es como decir hop on, es como subirse al autobús, hop off, bajarse. All right. Entonces, es como una manera, cuando dicen hop on, es una manera más divertida, digamos, de decirlo hop on. En vez de decir eso, es como saltar en el autobús, bajarse del autobús, right? So this hop on, hop off ticket on classic open top bus. ¿Qué es open top? Top, cubierta, o es lo de arriba. Open top. You understand?
Autobús descubierto.
Un autobús descubierto, very well. So we have these prefixes. Dos grandes rutas con guías en vivo. O comentarios grabados. Bueno, esto tampoco estaría muy padre, ¿no? Sería mejor con un guía a que estuviera solamente grabado, right? Those are the details you need to check, just for saying. Y cubre las atracciones centrales de Berlín. And the app lets you track, el app te deja rastrear el autobús en tiempo real. opta por el ticket de 24 horas o el de 48 horas, que tiene también un tour en el que vas caminando. O el de 48 horas, que es un ticket deluxe como premium, con un tour en el que vas caminando y un tour nocturno. Okay, in check we have here also, ver las vistas de Berlín en un autobús con techo abierto. Y tenemos aquí otro prefijo que es city center. Centro de la ciudad. Rutas del centro de la ciudad. Pre-recorded. ¿Qué quiere decir pre-recorded?
Pregrabado.
Pregrabado. Un comentario, el comentario se refiere en vez de que haya un guía, hay una persona explicando, right? Las cosas. La historia y el significado de las vistas, incluyendo una opción de 48 horas. Escoge entre 24 y un ticket de 24 o 48 horas que encaje en tu itinerario. Okay, what's allotted? Unlimited hop-on, hop-off access throughout your ticket. ¿Qué quiere decir esto de hop-on and hop-off? Pues que te puedes subir y bajar del autobús en cualquier momento con ese ticket. ¿Okay? Durante este tiempo, las 24 horas, hay otro autobús, te puedes subir, eso es hop on y te puedes volver a bajar, hop off. All right? Very well. Insightful bus tour audio commentary in 8 languages. Insightful es como un audio que te va a explicar de manera muy instructiva el tour en 8 idiomas. And you have a live guide on tour living during the evening tour if it's option selected. Y también puedes tener un guía, right? Panoramic views, etc. Ok. Fíjense que aquí tenemos presente simple en futuro, right? It says, first departure from stop 1 on the blue line, it's at 10:15 a.m. and the last bus from stop 1 is at 4:15. Ok, entonces aquí, bueno, está en presente porque nos está hablando de los tiempos del autobús. Ok, very well. It's interesting. Germany has very interesting traditions. In the south, for example, en el sur, desayunan con cerveza. It's like, it looks like a pretzel. No sé si es un pretzel, pero es como grande. Y tienen y desayunan con cerveza. It's very interesting. Okay, please tell us, Itzel, what country would you like to visit? ¿Qué país te gustaría visitar? So we check maybe another tour.
Madrid.
Okay. So the good thing is that you won't, well, you won't need a lot of English, right? Tapas are delicious. Flamenco. Okay, let's check this. Looks interesting. Okay, lo mismo, right? Es flexible, cancela antes de 24 horas. From 11 to 13 hours. Este tour dura hasta 13 horas. Wow, it's just the whole day. Es todo el día. This could be a good tour because look, this is the price. And it's 11 to 13 hours tour. We will need to read the details, but there are some tours that are this just 1 hour or less. Okay, well, we're going to read this. Please, Itzel, will you read the overview for this tour?
Yes, teacher. Immerse yourself in the medieval majesty of Toledo. UNESCO listed site replete with historical monuments, monuments, and Segovia on a full day tour from Madrid. With a, ay, esa no sé cómo se pronuncia, profe.
Knowledgeable guide. Knowledgeable guide.
Knowledge of God, knowledge of God, which is the resting landmarks of Aceh City while discovering fascinating historical facts. Admire the primal cathedral in Toledo, marvel at the ancient aqueduct and regal Alcázar in Segovia, and gain
Valuable.
valuable insight into the history and culture of each city from your expert guide. If you want to make your visit more complete, you can add the visit of Avila to your tour. G2 said it's 2516 metros. It's como
Meters, yes. Meters long.
meters long, medieval wall, and the first logic cathedral that was built in Spain. Enjoy the convenience of comfortable road trip for transportation on this tour. Continúo con el listado.
Well, we can stop maybe here. Check. We have these suffixes again, right? Tenemos la palabra que te costó trabajo, knowledgeable. Pero esto en realidad es solamente una mezcla con un sufijo, que es el prefijo able. Remember that we check it in class. Entonces ya tenemos la palabra knowledge. What is knowledge, guys? What is know?
Saber,
Saber. So what is knowledge?
Conocimiento.
Conocimiento, exactly. Si yo agrego el sufijo able, acuérdense que able significa algo que puede, que se puede, right? For example, edible, comestible, drinkable, bebible, que se puede beber, right? Knowledgeable, ¿qué se imaginan con knowledgeable?
Conocedor.
Conocedor, very well. Okay, so makes sense. We have another one aquí que es valuable, que es mezclar value, que es valor, con able. Bueno, es igual como en español, ¿no? Valuable, valuable. Okay, very well. So now I think you can read it, please. This Itzel, you can read the next dots, please, for read the information about the tour.
Yes, teacher. Discover the UNESCO listed majesty of Toledo. Marvel at the regal splendor of the Alcázar and the Gothic Cathedral in Segovia. Receive a fascinating introduction of the story of each city. Enjoy the convention of road trip transportation. Now the medieval wall in Avila on the best reserve in Europa.
Mhm. Very well. In Europe, right? Very well. So these are the things you can enjoy in this tour. Okay, very well. So, what do you think itself? According to the information from the tour, do you get food and drinks? Or do you have to get your own food and drinks? Does the tour offer any food and drinks?
No, the food and
No.
drinks no included.
It's not included. Very well. This is important because remember the tour, it's 11 hours, from 11 to 13 hours. That means you're going to be hungry. So what happens if you are in the tour and you don't bring your food? Well, you will starve, right? Okay, so this is something that you need to plan, right? If you choose tours like this, so well, you need to bring your own food. Okay. So another interesting thing is that because the tour is affordable, el tour es más o menos barato. But it says the entrance fees, porque te llevan a esas catedrales. But if you want to enter, you need to pay extra. So, well, not very smart. It will be better to go by my own, ir por mi cuenta, y yo pagar las entradas de estas catedrales, right? Because you're taking me to a tour, but you're going to make me pay for the entrances. So it doesn't make sense, right? Because the only thing is just the transportation. Lo que incluye solamente es el transporte y el guía, right? But if you want to pay to enter those places, para entrar a esos lugares, todavía tienes que pagar adicional. So, well, not too, well, depends on the person, but honestly, I don't think it's a very good thing. Bueno, también aquí nos dice que no te recogen, yo pensé que sí, pero no. So, transportarte a los diferentes puntos, but they don't pick you up in your hotel. ¿Qué es esto de pick up? ¿Qué quiere decir hotel pick up?
Recoger, o sea que solo vas por algo y ya.
Pick up es recoger. So hotel pick up, que te recojan al hotel, no está incluido. Drop off, que te dejen en tu hotel, no está incluido. So, well, that's a bummer. Como que eso no, tampoco está muy bien, right? But okay. Those are the things you can check when you book your hotels. Okay, very well. So guys, I think, well, in my mind, I think that Barcelona is more interesting than Madrid. But okay, there are castles and everything, but I think that Barcelona, in my opinion, Barcelona is more beautiful. If I had to choose. Okay, guys, well, so we'll finish for today. Thank you for joining. Hope that this class helps you. And we'll see you the next time. Take care. See you tomorrow.